No,
I wouldn't do that.
basic.
I wouldn't do that to you.
It's basic.
He was really excited y'all were coming.
I gave him a hard time. I think a couple of days. Whenever you text her the first time, like about coming here or something.
Yeah. Oh.
I sent a message to the group chat, and I was like, "Hey, Pete, tell Mrs. Pete." I said, "Thanks for inviting us up."
He comes downstairs. He's looking at my phone, looking at me. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
I know when we were talking about it, he was like,
"What's up, Millis?"
He was like, I didn't get no invite from Pete. I was like, well, I got one from Mrs. Pete.
Yeah, I was like, it sure was nice of Mrs. Pete to invite us up there, Pete. Tell Mrs. Pete I said, thank you.
I mean, I run shit here, okay? Like, if decisions are made, it's me, okay?
That was hilarious.
Gunnar Stockton for Heisman seemed like a pretty good idea in the first half of that game, didn't it? Yeah, good morning. Yeah, you too, Daniel. I had a good time up there, man. I'm glad you came by. What do I think about Georgia football? You new here? Dabo is going to hell in a handbasket for playing football Saturday night. If Gunnar Stockton would have started, Georgia would have won. Yeah, I don't know about that.
What are y'all, Alabama now?
I don't know about that. Hey, Sea-Dog, what's up, buddy?
You take off today, for the most part.
Sea-Dog, you're all right up there, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we definitely don't want to disrupt y'all's daily, you know.
This is fun. This is fun.
I couldn't do it. Your season is over yesterday. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. We were in the car for 8 hours yesterday. If the power comes back on in the next couple of days, I'll do a your season is over video for last weekend, but I don't think it is. You think Georgia's going to struggle this season? What does that mean? Struggle to what? Struggle to make the playoffs? What? Struggle to make a bowl game? What do you mean, struggle? Yeah, there's a lot of people down bad.
Yeah, I mean, we are extremely lucky it wasn't worse for us, you know, where we're living, but I mean...
I can't stay live for long, but just checking in with you guys, letting you know we're all right.
I mean, when we drove to that neighborhood, I was like...
We're in Charleston with the Pete's, with Pigskin Pete and his wife.
It was so heartbreaking just looking at them.
We got out of town. Y'all wish Hogman a happy birthday. It's a day or two late. That's my fault. I didn't realize until today that Hogman's birthday was, I think, yesterday or the day before. But so happy birthday to Hogman.
Oh, the Hogman. That was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, the dog and the cat are fine. We've got the dog here with us in Charleston, and the cat is at home. But I don't. If you've ever had a cat, the cat will be fine for 3, 4, 5 days by herself. There's plenty of food and water, and I've got people in town that can go check on her if I need them to. Most cats would prefer to be alone.
Yeah. Independent bitches.
Yeah.
That's what they
She'll be
are.
pissed when we come back.
I was enjoying my me time.
Hey, what's up, Nate? Yeah, we're all right. We're all right.
Don't tell him where we're at.
We
He's gonna
drove.
be
We're in
jealous.
Charleston.
No, you're gonna be jealous. Don't be telling him. Nate gonna be jealous.
Nate will be on the first plane down here.
You'll be like, what? Lou and Pete in the same area?
It's funny.
Where's Pete? He's putting his face on. Be down in a little while. Pete's are going to Nashville this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Coming up. Stop by Paige's
that
Okra
work? Is that
Grill.
thing? Oh, yeah, yeah. So this is, oh, yeah, because
Vacation
you
every
guys
year.
went to, you guys went to Vegas last year, right?
2 years ago.
Or 2 years ago.
Last year we went to San Antonio.
That's what it was, San Antonio.
It was actually way cooler than I expected. Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
'cause you
wasn't.
guys have never been there before, right? Yeah.
I wouldn't like be like, hey, let's just go check this. Yeah.
Did you get to do a lot of sightseeing when you were there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can kind of blow off the time.
Yeah, I mean, I've left the cat at home for a couple of days before while I've taken some short trips. The cat will be fine.
Like, I have to go
We took the dog with
drive
us.
like for my license, and so
Hey, thanks, Lucas.
I have to go. Like, I usually do all day Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and then we kind of blow off. Like we get there early on Sundays, and like Sunday, and then Tuesday I usually blow off. Like,
Yeah,
I just don't
and then
go.
you guys do it, yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
don't
work
smoke.
Monday.
It's bad for you.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
There's a lot of shit I do that you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to buy some. I get to sense that.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to Arkansas for the Tennessee game, Hogman? Yeah, that is crazy.
I know. When you get I was like, what, $1,000 a day? Like just for
I remember I was like,
Michigan's a natural disaster too.
never afford it. I was like, no. Crazy. $2,000.
Clemson canceled classes today. How did they have a football game Saturday? You know, I didn't know. Pete told me the situation with Clemson last night about how I guess there was no power anywhere in Clemson except at the football stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
But
Priorities.
yeah, priorities. Tennessee should walk Arkansas next weekend. Yeah, Arkansas is not very good. No, the Haitians aren't going to bother my cat. I promise. I promise they're not.
Oh my God.
Ole Miss season is over. I mean, I know it's funny that Georgia lost because I'm a Georgia fan and Georgia was highly ranked or whatever, but that wasn't a shock.
It was down now.
But Ole Miss losing, that was Ole Miss losing to Kentucky is a much worse loss than Georgia losing to Bama. Much worse. What states were the hardest hit? Well, it was different problems in different areas. So like in Florida, it's flooding, coastal flooding from the storm surge and all that. In Georgia, it's well, like where I'm at in Georgia, there's no flooding. It's all the trees down and they fall into the power lines. There's neighborhoods in Augusta that are completely destroyed. They'll have to tear the houses down. They can't be fixed. When I was at my uncle's house yesterday on that the house on that video the video I posted yesterday, when I was over there, because I went to take him a bunch of food and ice and stuff like that. But I mean, he's got 2 different trees in his house. But while I was over there talking to him, a neighbor came over and said that their homeowners had sent somebody out already to look at their house and told them that they're just gonna level the house. They're just gonna tear it down and give them and write them a check. And there's a lot of people that are like that. Their house is just gone forever. It can't be fixed. They're just gonna buy them out. I think so far they're saying they can fix my uncle's house, but once we'll have to see once they actually get in there and start looking around. But it's bad.
That was his uncle's house. Yeah, his uncle's neighborhood. Yeah.
I missed the name, but the guy about the Alabama power trucks. Yeah, we've seen power trucks from all over. I mean, those people are heroes, really. Those power working, the line people that come from all over during disasters like this. They're working pretty much around the clock. But the damage is so bad in Augusta. It's you know, it like they're telling us it's probably going to be Friday at the earliest before they get power back on, and it could be later than that. Some places are going to be a month, probably. That neighborhood that I filmed that video in yesterday, it's going to be a month before that neighborhood gets power. I mean, that neighborhood is completely destroyed. We got lucky. I mean, as far as our house goes, I'm going to need a new roof. Half my shingles are in the yard, but there's no structural damage to the house. No trees hit my house. I had one tree fall in the backyard, but it fell across the privacy fence into the neighbor's yard, which sucks, but you know, that's way better than having a tree hit your house or whatever. My mailbox, my mailbox is 2 4x4 posts, L-shaped. You've seen them before. It completely snapped about halfway up. So the mailbox is destroyed. The roof needs to be replaced. There's a tree down, so the fence will have to be repaired, and that tree cut up and hauled off. And part of the like molding where the outside wall of the house meets the roof, part of that got pulled away from the house. There'll have to be some work done on that, but it's nothing like what I showed you yesterday. In that, I don't live in that neighborhood where I took that video. That was my uncle's house. I've literally just upgraded my roof to be better protected against hurricanes. Yeah, see, that's the problem. See, depending on where you live, where I live, there are no hurricane codes. Like, we don't have hurricane shingles or hurricane shutters on the house. We don't have it. I mean, we're 200 and something miles inland.
Oh, yeah.
But I've lived in Augusta my whole life, 46 years. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it.
If you don't,
Well, I went outside at 4 in the morning. You know, the eye passed right over Augusta. And I didn't know that at the time. See, when we went to bed Thursday night, none of that was supposed to happen. You know, there's been a lot of people talking about, oh, those people weren't prepared and all that. That's true. We weren't prepared. We weren't told to prepare. I don't know if the storm changed directions in the middle of the night or what, but when we went to bed Thursday morning or Thursday night, we were basically told you're going to get 10 inches of rain and a little bit of wind. Like, bring your pets inside and tie down any lawn furniture you have. But like, nothing like what ended up happening. And so people are just, I mean, you know, we're going on, what's today? Monday? So we're going on 4 days. Well, I'm out of Augusta, but the people in Augusta now, they're going on 4 days, no power. A lot of them have no water. There's no gas stations. There's no grocery. Nothing is open. Nothing. No restaurants. No nothing. All your food in your refrigerator was bad by Saturday morning. You throw everything out. I mean, you can't get ice. You can't get water. Nothing. Nothing. There's a couple of gas stations a day that'll open for a couple of hours off a generator, and if you want to get gas at one of those gas stations, you're going to wait in line for 2 hours, and then you just got to hope they don't run out by the time you get up there. But it's bad. People are getting desperate down there. I'm lucky. I've got friends like the Pete's that'll let us come stay here, but there's people in Augusta that don't either financially don't have the means, maybe they don't have anywhere to go or whatever, and it's bad. It's bad down there. You can't eat. There's no power. There's no a lot of places don't have running water. You got people that are diabetic and have to have insulin, and that has to be refrigerated. So there's like, I mean, I can't really exaggerate how bad it is down there for some people. I'm lucky. Yeah, upstate South Carolina, and then like in north, like where the mountains are in North Georgia and western North Carolina and the upstate of South Carolina, all that is, I think flooding is the problem there. In Augusta, it's not flooding. Now, we got a lot of rain, but there's no houses underwater. That's not what it is in Augusta. It's all wind damage. The older your neighborhood was, the worse off you were, because I don't know about where y'all live, but like in Augusta now, the way they do it, if they build a new neighborhood, like basically any neighborhood built in the last 20 years, they clear cut all the land, and then they just start plopping houses down. There's no trees, so like most of the newer neighborhoods were okay, but the older, more established neighborhoods, like where I filmed that video yesterday where my uncle lives, that neighborhood's 60, 70, 80 years old, some of those houses in there. And there's 200-foot pine trees just everywhere in that neighborhood. And there's just hundreds of them down. Hundreds of them. That was only one street. That's a big neighborhood. Montclair, if you're familiar with the Augusta area, that was Montclair. Montclair is a big neighborhood. And that was just one street I drove down on that video yesterday. But the whole neighborhood is like this, devastated. It looks like a bomb went off in there. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We left Saturday morning and went to Columbia for the night. But we didn't have really a plan beyond that. We didn't really know how bad things were going to get. When we left Saturday morning, we were thinking, okay, we'll go to Columbia on Saturday. We'll stay in a hotel, come back Sunday afternoon, and maybe, get some good news or something for power, maybe coming back on Monday or whatever. Well, when we woke up Sunday morning and started driving back to Augusta and kind of checking updates on our phone and all that, it was just getting worse and worse. So we got back to Augusta yesterday. I delivered a bunch of food and ice and stuff like that over to my uncle's house where I took that video. And then went and checked on my dad. He's fine. And then we went home, got the dog, packed up a bunch more clothes, and hit the road. And we're in Charleston now with Pigskin Pete and his family. You were working at Augusta National 2 weeks ago. You know what? I haven't heard, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is really bad out there because they've got all those huge trees too. So I haven't heard about how bad it might be out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's destroyed. Yeah, we have a dog. We brought the dog with us, though. Are my relatives good trash talkers, too? Not as good as me.
Not what I am. It's genetic.
Will the power be on by the end of the week? They're telling us, so Friday, so the storm came through Thursday night into Friday morning, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Friday, they told us, Wednesday. like they canceled school through Wednesday, you know, because they're like, there's no way we're getting power on, so school's canceled till Wednesday. Well, yesterday they canceled school all week. So, and they're saying that they're saying that some people might get power back by Friday, but that there's, as far as my house, I don't know when, but my guess is at least another few days. Yeah. Now, as far as my kids go, I've told y'all this before, but my ex lives right behind her parents. They share a fence line, and her parents, my in-laws, a few years ago, they had a permanent generator installed outside of their house that runs off natural gas. The same way your stove or your hot water heater would run off. It's hardwired. So, they're fine over there. They've got full power. So my ex-wife and kids just basically walk next door and are staying with the grandparents. So they're fine. No, they're and no damage. They have some. Both of them have a couple of trees down, but none of them hit the house. Hey, Pace, why don't you get on your hands and knees and suck my taint from the inside out? We are doing the Lunch Money Show tonight, or no? Yes, we are doing the Lunch Money Show tonight. But it will probably be on Pete's channel. But most of y'all should be subscribed to Pete. I bet generator prices getting jacked up around there soon. God. About $1,000 is what I've seen the going rate for generators.
I may or may not have.
The problem is, if you get a generator, that's great, but there's no gas within 100 miles of Augusta.
When I was like in my 20s.
So there's lots of people that have generators but can't run them because they don't have gas to put in them. You can make coffee and cook with solar. Yeah, there's a lot of houses in my neighborhood that have the solar panels on their roof, but we don't. You need power to sell gas. Yeah, that's the problem. They can't turn the pumps on.
That's right.
Yeah. They can't. The gas stations can't turn the pumps on. Yeah, there's already a lot of that going on. Wolverine, people trying to scam people on Facebook.
Yeah,
people
for sure
ought to be ashamed of themselves. There was a gas station too that got caught yesterday selling gas for $10 a gallon.
$10 a gallon. Where? In our area.
It was one of these like mom and pop. It wasn't a big chain. It was one of these like local owned mom and pop type places. And I guess I don't know. Well, I know they didn't have power. So I guess they were able to turn their pumps on with a generator or something. And anyway, they were selling gas for $10 a gallon. Yeah, it is illegal, the price gouging laws. The problem is, by the time they get in any trouble, it's too late to matter to anybody. I mean,
that's why you need a gun.
Well, as far as the game goes, in the first half, second half, the comeback and all that, you can't go down 28-0. That the game was over. Yeah, that was amazing that it got exciting in the fourth quarter, and really Alabama ought to be ashamed of themselves for letting Georgia come back and take a lead. I know it was only for one play, but like I understand changing your defensive philosophy a little bit in the second half when it's a blowout like that. All teams do it. That's why you see a lot of games that are over at halftime, and then the losing team scores a bunch of garbage points in the second half. You see that all the time. But for Alabama to let Georgia come back and take the lead, that's bad. But you can't go down 28-0, and Carson Beck can't turn the ball over 4 times. Not to compare the teams involved here, because obviously Alabama's a really good team. But when Georgia, I make a joke all the time about Georgia losing to South Carolina in 2019. Jake Fromm had 4 turnovers in that game. And South Carolina was like a 4-win team that year. And Georgia was 11-1, 10-2, whatever. So Georgia was pretty good. South Carolina was terrible. But Fromm had 3 interceptions and a fumble. You're not going to win. You can't win games that way. You can't win games that way. And even in the second half, you got to remember, a lot of those touchdown drives that Georgia got in the second half would have been punts in the first half because they were going for it on 4th down every time and getting it. Whereas if the game would have been closer, or even in the first half, those drives would have ended in punts, not touchdowns. So I don't, as a football fan, was it fun that the game got close at the end and worth watching? Yeah. Do I think, that doesn't mean anything to me. Georgia got dominated. That game was over 20 minutes into the game. I mean, you can't come out that way, and that's on Kirby. Yeah, Carson Beck played bad, so receivers dropped a few balls. The defense got torched in the first half. All of that stuff is true, but these slow starts over and over and over and over and over again, that's on Kirby. Kirby's got to fix that. Kirby's got to fix that. I mean, it played like shit in the first half against Bama. It played like shit for the entire Kentucky game. It played like shit in the first half against Clemson. I mean, they've played 4 good quarters of football. Second half versus Clemson and second half versus Bama. You can't win that way. And the problem for Georgia is the remaining schedule. That's why they needed to win this game. Not because it's Alabama, not because of the whole Kirby-Bama thing. Georgia needed to win this game because now they've painted themselves into a corner with their remaining schedule. I mean, they're not going to win at Texas, at Ole Miss, and home against Tennessee. They're not winning all 3 of those. They were never winning all 3 of those, whether they beat Bama or not. But now that they've lost to Bama, they have to win 2 of those games. They've got to win 2 of those games. At Texas, at Ole Miss, home against Tennessee. They got to win 2 of those. And I don't know if they can do that. Because they're not getting in the playoffs at 9-3. So they'll get in at 10-2, but they're not getting in at 9-3. Yeah, 7 for 7 on 4 times. That's what I mean, which is great. I'm obviously much rather they be 7 for 7 on 4th downs than 0 for 7 on 4th downs. But my point is, a lot of those scoring drives in the second half, in a normal situation, would not have been scoring drives because they would have been punting on those 4th downs. They had to go for it on 4th down early in the 3rd quarter on their own 40-yard line because they were down 100 points. And even after that unbelievable Ryan Williams play, after Georgia took the 1-point lead, Georgia still got the ball back and went down with a chance to tie the game. I mean, he had 2 passes into the end zone. One fell incomplete. The next one was intercepted. I mean, I'm glad they didn't just roll over and die and give up, because that game could have been 70-0. But a loss is a loss. I mean, you can't play like that in the first half. I mean, that's unacceptable. Yeah, Lunch Money show tonight, but it'll be on Pete's channel. So Pigskin Pete. I'm sure y'all are all subscribed to him, but it'll be on Pete's channel. Yeah, Beck didn't play well. I think Georgia's in trouble. They could lose 3 games. Look at the Kentucky game. Well, Ole Miss lost to Kentucky. So I'll take a win over Kentucky on the road versus a loss to Kentucky at home. So trolling somebody about a win is, you need to do better. Especially considering where we're at now, where we just watched Kentucky go into Ole Miss and beat them. So the whole trolling Georgia about beating Kentucky thing would be a little bit retarded if it weren't for the fact that it's totally retarded. Thoughts on Ole Miss at South Carolina this weekend? I try not to overreact to any one win or loss. It's impossible to do. I mean, I do overreact sometimes, but I would still pick Ole Miss to win on the road at South Carolina. I know they didn't look great against Kentucky at home this past weekend, and a bad look. And Columbia can be a tough place to play, too, especially if you let that crowd stick around and the refs don't blow it like they did against LSU. But right now, I would, I mean, I haven't looked into the game that much, but like, I don't even know, so I don't know what the line is. I'm not making a pick against the spread or anything right now, but my instinct right now would be to still pick Ole Miss to win that game. Still not sold on Oregon. Who did they play this weekend? Who did Oregon play? Or were they off? It's been a weird 4 days for me. I had to check even what day it was this morning. It's been UCLA. Okay. What was the score? Did they blow them out, or was it close, or what? They should have blown them out. UCLA's not good. 34-7. Yeah, okay, that sounds about right. You worried about Arkansas? Come on, Squid. That's battered Vol syndrome, man. It got you down bad. Arkansas is not any good. Tennessee will go in there and light them up. I feel like Tennessee fans right now are kind of where Georgia fans were, like in 16 or 17, where you don't want to get your hopes up or whatever because you've been let down so many times. But Tennessee might be the best team in the country. Tennessee's good, and so I get what you're saying. You know, you're worried about Arkansas because you've seen Tennessee just do dumb shit year after year, every single year since the internet was invented. But Tennessee's going to destroy Arkansas. Tennessee's not fucking around this year. Doesn't look like to me.
Shut up, Pepperbilly.
Hey, Slaw, Mrs. Pete just told you to shut up. I concur. Shut up, Slaw.
Come on, man.
Slaw, you need to just look here and listen and stop with the typing and the talking. Washington minus 2.5 over Michigan. What? No, I'll take Michigan in that one. I'll take Michigan in that one. Well, I've been beating the Chaz Chambliss drum for 3 years. I don't understand it either. We've got 19 five-star linebackers, and for some reason, every time I look at the TV, Chaz Chambliss is on the field. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. Yeah, I'm not picking Tennessee to win the Natty. I mean, the 12-team playoff is going to be interesting to watch, but it's hard to find a team through the first 5 weeks of the season that's looked better than Tennessee week in and week out. I mean, Tennessee definitely looks to be beyond the point where they would need to worry about losing to Arkansas. Now, I get it. You got to show up every week, and weird things happen, and Ole Miss just lost to Kentucky, but the Tennessee team that I've seen play is dialed in. They look good. Tennessee, Bama, Ohio State. I mean, those are the 3 best teams I've seen this year. Still defending Bobo. How many? I don't know what y'all want, man. Y'all want to go back? What do y'all want to do? Go back to Todd Monken? Todd Monken never scored more than 26 points against Bama. Is that what you want? You want to go back to that? Bobo. Bobo slept with a lot of y'all's wives. That's what it is. Bobo slept with a lot of y'all's wives or mothers. We scored more points against Alabama offensively in this game than we have in 25 years. Come on, man. Bobo. Bobo threw 3 interceptions and fumbled once in this game. Fire Bobo. Todd Monken never scored more than 26 points on offense against Bama. And I love Todd Monken. I'm not putting Todd Monken down, but I don't know what. Other than Todd Monken, name a better Georgia offensive coordinator in history. You can't. Mike Bobo's the second best offensive coordinator Georgia's ever had. I don't know what y'all want. How many tackles did Bobo miss in the first half for Georgia defensively? 15? I mean, I've never seen so many missed tackles by a Georgia defense. Thanks, Bobo. The defense gives up 28 points in the first quarter, and y'all are on here with the Fire Bobo routine. 34 points. 34 points. And that's with the quarterback turning the ball over 4 fucking times. What do you think happens? I'm going to tell you, if Beck only turns the ball over twice instead of 4 times, y'all are on here sucking Bobo's toes because we beat Bama 42-28. I don't understand the Bobo hate. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
It's my favorite part about the shows, the chat.
How did Bobo look in the first half? Bobo had 3 turnovers in the first half. I mean, goddamn, I'm the last person to come on here and just carry water for some Georgia coach. I got Mark Richt fired. If I didn't like Bobo, I'd be on here telling you that. Jesus Christ, the guy averaged 40-something points a game last year with a first-year starting quarterback who ain't very good, Carson Beck. In only 3 games last year were Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers both healthy at the same time. He goes out, scores 41, 42 points, including 24 points against Alabama in the loss. And y'all are fucking, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. Indiana's been pretty good this year. They've made me some money, too. They've made me some money because they're a covering machine. At least they were through the first month of the season. Georgia lost their best QB to Kentucky. Holy shit, Daryl, have you seen a single Kentucky game? Oh, God. Brock Vandagriff ain't that good, buddy. Holy shit. That might be the dumbest comment I've seen today. I'm doing this on my phone. I can't. It's hard for me to, somebody said something about a donation. It's hard for me to see that on here. Let me see if I can find it. Here's one from, Biggs Mike. Go Blue, pay Lou, Michigan offense down bad, but at least I'm not from Ohio where my uncle is also my dad. Dang. Dang. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I'm doing this on my phone, so it's hard for me to see all the comments. Milrose definitely the Heisman favorite. Now, that's the best game I've ever seen him play. And I gave him plenty of credit in the video yesterday. He played really good. Yeah, I appreciate. I can't on my phone. I can't scroll back and see it now. So I apologize for not seeing it earlier. Heisman favorite should be Travis Hunter. Yeah, well, I think he's the best player in football. I think he's the best player in football. Yeah, I agree about the Colorado. That was a good win for them. They did play well on the road in Central Florida. That was a good win for Colorado. Hugh Freeze needs an extension. Yeah, lifetime. Him and Napier. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired of seeing all the people talking about Alshon Jeffrey for Heisman. Look, guys, y'all aren't new to football. A group of 5 players not winning the Heisman. I mean, you know, you're better off staying mad about Ndamukong Suh not winning as a defensive lineman. I mean but a group of 5 players not winning the Heisman. Yeah. You picked a good week to not have your season is over? No, I picked a terrible week. Not making your season is over video cost me $1,500 yesterday.
Well, it wasn't you, it was the hurricane.
Well, that's kind of eerie, like to not see the live reaction.
I know, right?
Now, since Georgia lost, I did go out in the hotel parking lot at 8 o'clock yesterday morning and record a Georgia Sucks video for y'all. But I couldn't do the your season is over video.
Your season's not over.
Yeah,
They're saying maybe by Friday on the power being back on.
Figuratively.
That's great.
As of this morning, that video had 50,000 views. Which one? Oh, the one from the hotel parking lot yesterday? You believe Tennessee can beat Bama? Can they? Yeah. Will they? I don't know. I mean, it'd be a good game, but as far as the Tennessee-Alabama game goes, if anybody says Bama has no chance to win or Tennessee has no chance to win, they're full of shit. But both of those teams could win that game. This isn't 5 years ago when you just look at the schedule and you go, oh, Alabama and Tennessee, oh, Bama's winning that one. No. In Knoxville, of course Tennessee could win. I don't know who I'll pick, but of course Tennessee or Bama could win that one. Jack Travis, let me try to catch this one before it goes away. Losing 1,500 is never easy. I'll do my part to help make up for it. Go Vols. Hope everything gets fixed. Hey, thanks, buddy. Yeah, look, we're not as bad off as a lot of other people are. We're lucky. We were able to get out of town, so we're staying with the Pete's. But it's bad back there in Augusta right now. People are getting desperate. You want your season is over video? I want power, air conditioning, running water, open grocery stores, access to gas. I want all of those things. And when I get those things, you'll get your season is over video. Yeah, there's a curfew basically when the sun goes down because there's power lines everywhere and trees everywhere in the roads and shit. And there's no lights, there's no street lights. So as far as how strict they're enforcing it, I don't know, but there is basically a sundown curfew. This isn't a Dodgers hat. It's just a LA hat. I don't care about baseball or the Dodgers or Chinese baseball players named Shohei Ohtani.
Oh shit. I can make some bacon. Bacon and eggs. Waffles.
Hey, what's up, Walden? Yeah, I've been doing this for 10 years. I mean, I've pointed and laughed at Georgia every single time they've lost. And every loss in the last 10 years since I've been doing this, I pointed and laughed at Georgia every single time. This YouTube channel is how I feed myself. The idea that I'm not making your season is over video because Georgia lost. Those of you that are saying that, please don't ever start your own business because it'll fail within a week because you're fucking clueless. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, every time that Clemson loses,
I go to bed every night praying for Georgia to go 8-4. If Georgia goes 8-4 or 7-5, I double my income. So. Virginia Tech Miami ending. I don't know whether it was a catch or not. I watched every angle like y'all did 100 times. I don't think the call should have been overturned. I think whatever was called on the field they should have said the call on the field stands. I didn't think there was enough. So whichever way they would have called it on the field, I don't think there was enough video evidence for it to then be overturned. So I don't necessarily agree or disagree that it was a catch or not a catch. I do disagree that they overturned the call. I don't think there was enough evidence either way to overturn the call, whatever the call on the field was. So, you know, I don't know. The Trolls are undefeated? Yeah, they are. Trolls are undefeated. If Georgia had multiple losing seasons, it could affect things. Probably so for somebody that ran a Georgia channel. Yeah, probably so for somebody that runs a Georgia channel, which I don't do. I don't run a Georgia channel. I run a college football channel, and I just admit that Georgia's my favorite team. And then y'all cry, bitch, moan, and complain about it. And then 5 minutes later, you cry, bitch, moan, and complain because Kirk Herbstreit won't tell you he's an Ohio State fan, or this announcer won't tell you he's an Alabama fan, or Josh Pate won't tell you he's an Auburn fan, and y'all bitch, moan, and cry about it. But when somebody comes on here and tells you who their favorite team is, y'all bitch, moan, and cry about that too. But that's the thing. There's certain people, a lot of people actually in this society that just enjoy bitch, moaning, crying, and complaining. Pretty much anybody that's ever posted anything about the halftime Super Bowl on Facebook falls into that category. You got people that claim they ain't watched the NFL in 10 years, yet they spend 6 months a year crying about the Super Bowl halftime show. They're already doing it now. I guess they announced a week or something ago whoever's doing the halftime show, and all these people that claim they hate the NFL and never watch it have spent every waking moment of the last week crying about whoever it is that's doing the Super Bowl. It's those same types of people that cry and complain about somebody that talks about college football, admitting that they're a Georgia fan, then running to every other college football channel on the internet and complaining that they won't tell them who they're a fan of. Let me see if I can catch these super chats. Do you think we'll make a bowl game, Woo? Go Dogs, stay safe. Yeah, I think Georgia can still make the playoffs, but they got to win. I mean, they got to go 10-2 or better. Their record to get into it's always been 10-2. That's what they had to do the whole time. The problem with losing the Alabama game is it's the first of those 4 big games. So now they've painted themselves into a corner. They got to win 2 of the they got to win 2 of the 3. All right, I'm gonna have to go. My phone's on 5%, and I can't even see the screen anymore. But I just wanted to check in with y'all, let y'all know I'm alive. Enjoy your Monday. We'll be on tonight on Pete's channel for the Lunch Money Show. So y'all check that out tonight, 10 o'clock, Lunch Money on Pigskin Pete's channel. Have a good morning.